What's up, everyone? Drew, aka Catching Rockets here. Uh, Sorry. I'm gathering my thoughts. I guess I should have done that before I started. Um, I just have one option trade that I found for you guys, one setup that I liked, and then from there, I'll just chart SPY really quick. So let's start with the option trade. It's going to be CAT. So over 595 and 15 cents. Take calls. First trim 596 and 40 cents, and then close at 597.77. So that's my only option trade that I found for today that I liked. And then let's quickly, what's up, Wada? Hop into SPY and chart that up. If you guys have questions, start asking early because this probably will be a little bit on the shorter side. Let's just quickly recap SPY. I think this was pretty easy and obvious for me, and hopefully you guys caught this, but this was our excuse me, this candle here was like our clean break, and then we got our 3 5-minute candles above. This was your retest, and so this was your entry right here for calls. If you didn't catch that, let's look at the initial balance really quick. Then this was your next entry right about here. I can probably show this better. Actually, it might have been this here. Actually, yeah, this was probably your entry, and then this as well. Both of those were good for calls. This is your break above, right? 3 5-minute candles, retest, go. This is your next retest, and then go. On ES, I drew this before it happened. Let me turn this off. What is this? TPO. Why is TPO turned on? So I was telling everybody when I was trading live, if we break over our initial balance and then retest this area to grab longs, and it would have technically played out twice. I'm trying to remember exactly how I found this, but I'm pretty sure I just drew the fixed range volume profile from here to here, and then right here in this area you can see like we have a larger volume node right through here, and so this was my level to go long. You can also do this like for the entire range. So you can grab your fixed range volume profile from the open to the last candle of the, what's it called, of your initial balance. You can even sometimes do like, let me see. You could even just grab this run up here and look for your large volume nodes. Obviously, though, on this date, grabbing the full initial balance is where it's at. It gives you this high volume node right here, which is actually like a little bit cleaner than what I was looking at. But yeah, so something like this for your entry. You can see it. And this was our retest here, and then go. So um, that's how you can find stuff like that. Whenever you're, it looks like you have like a trend day up or whatever, you can draw your fixed range volume profile on that initial run up and look for the high volume nodes. And then that will give you an indication of where to go, calls or puts. Do I only cover options? No, not at all. I cover education. The education that we cover really covers anything. So it applies to option, it applies to futures, it applies to Forex, crypto. Any of what we teach can be applied to using technical analysis on any trading indice. And actually, I'm a futures trader. I don't even trade options myself. My mentor, who teaches a lot of classes on my YouTube channel, he trades mostly futures, but here and there he'll take some option trades every once in a while. Sorry, Cat is going to be a day trade. The Mark Crew, thank you for asking. Way to retest is on our trades. What we're looking for is, at least for my setups, what I'm looking for is a clean break of a level. So let me just go to a chart where I don't have a bunch of lines. And then let me just try to find like an example. Okay, let's just use, obviously this is fiction as I don't have a level here, but I'm just showing this as an example. Let's say I have a level here. I'm looking for a clean break of that level, meaning price just rockets through it, no hesitation, it's not wicking back below. The subsequent candles are closing way above my level. They're not coming and wicking back down below. So you can see all of this is clean, where my break is clean. I have this candle close above, this candle close above, this candle close above. Those are the 3 5-minute candles that I'm looking for. Anything after that is just a bonus. So if they have more candles that close above my level, that's fine. I'm just never looking for less. So like if I only have 2 candles close above, I'm not taking the trade. And the retest is when it retouches my level like it did right here. And this is where you would grab calls. In this instance, it's not like a great example as price just kind of stayed sideways. But that's confirming that the participants in the market are happy above this level. The fact that they were able to stay above this range for 3 5-minute candles or 15 minutes says that all of the participants in the market are happy with price being up here. And then when that happens, the retest generally just means we're going higher. And then for puts, you would just do the inverse where you're looking for 3 5-minute candles closing below retest. You would grab puts or go short. If you're new to all of this, Wada, I would recommend showing up tomorrow. We have a class. I'm assuming you came from Keenan's Discord. It's posted in my channel, the same place where I posted this YouTube video that I'm doing. But tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern, we're going to have a class on quite a few things that are all geared towards new traders. So let me see. The class is on footprints, which is kind of advanced, but We're going to be covering market profile basics, which is for beginners. And then we're going to be covering volume profile basics as well, which is also for beginners. And then we're also going to be doing a stock scan, which is where we look at which is where we look at stocks that we're looking to add to our long-term portfolio. And we cover what prices we're trying to buy at and what prices we sell at as well. The Mark Crew, I don't give strikes and expirations. So since it's a day trade, you can grab 0 DTE. If you don't want to get as wrecked by theta. Wait, where am I? If you don't want to get as wrecked by theta, then you can grab a few weeks out or whatever. What's up, Trudy? How you doing? Or a few days out, whatever works for you. Way to where you can find a mentor. That's way to the class is going to be recorded, so you can watch it whenever you're free. Any of these lives you can come back and rewatch, so that's not an issue. As far as finding a mentor, I think the question shouldn't be where can I find a mentor. The question would be where can I find a good mentor, and that's a hard question to answer. There's a lot of fakes on YouTube, especially. A lot of people that are just trying to sell courses or sell a Discord or whatever else. That's more of what you see than people that are actually genuinely trying to help people. And then a good mentor is very, 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 very difficult to come by for a lot of reasons. So the best way I can explain this is let's just say, let's just talk about my mentor, right? Let's just say he's an amazing trader. This guy could make whatever, 10, 20,000 in a day by clicking on this. So like if I can make $10,000 or $20,000 in a day by just clicking a button on my mouse, then the issue becomes paying for his time, right? And so if and I'm trying to put this into I'm trying to quantitate it, but so if you were to watch me and my mentor trade live, a lot of our trades just last for seconds, if not a few minutes. And in those seconds or few minutes, we're making thousands of dollars. And it's if you break that down to an hourly rate, it would just be ridiculous, right? Trying to pay for an hour of our time, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And so you look at somebody like my mentor, and I highly doubt that he would take on any mentees right now, but let's just pretend that he would. A minimum, you're paying $20,000. A minimum, absolute bare minimum, you're going to pay that man 20 grand. And that's cheap. That's a good deal. But for a lot of people, especially people trying to learn the stock market, learn trading, $20,000 isn't something they have sitting around that they're willing to part with. And but when you break it down, a mentorship requires a huge commitment, not only from the mentee, but it requires a huge a commitment from the mentor. Because in the beginning, you're going to be meeting every single day. And, I would say for at least an hour a day. And so technically, in the first couple of weeks, you would easily, if you're trying to quantitate what that person's time is worth, you would easily, burn through that 20 grand. But mentorships generally take, at least 6 months, if not a couple of years, depending on the student. And in the beginning, you meet often, and then towards the end, you start meeting, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, once every few months. But so it's a huge, huge commitment. So Yeah, but it's just like finding a mentor that's worth their salt is really just difficult. And hopefully it makes sense what I'm saying. Like, you want a mentor that's a good trader, but most good traders trade because they want to free up their time. Um, and if you're trying to free up time, you're not trying to add more to like what you're doing by like taking on mentees and doing more work, if that makes sense. That's a very loaded question, Wada. I didn't pay anything for my mentorship. I got very lucky. I can explain it. I'm going to make this really quick. Basically, um, when I started trading, I had spent quite a bit of time trying to educate myself and learn. And I had a small Discord where we had probably, I don't know, like 350 members. Actually, no, I don't think that many. Probably right around 100 members or whatever, give or take. And it was all free, of course. Like, I'm not charging anybody. And we were just kind of a group of misfits, like trying to help each other, share what we had been learning, um, so on and so forth. I ran into Shorty on Discord. I mean, I'm sorry, on Twitter. And everything that he posted, I'm like, I don't understand any of what he's saying. But I can tell what he's saying is valuable. And I know that I need to understand what he's saying. And so I actually sent him a DM. And at the time he was working for a group called Trading Alphas. And that group, I want to say it was like $250 a month to join their Discord. And I don't remember the exact context of my DM, but I sent him a DM basically like, hey, like interested in joining the Discord, whatever, blah, 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 blah. I want to learn from you. And I was like, what would you charge me? And Shorty replied to me. And he was like, for $1,400, like, I'll teach you how to find entries, whatever, give you some indicators that I use, explain how to use them, whatever, so on and so forth. And so we met one-on-one for a few hours. He taught me everything. I'd already paid him, of course, and gave me some indicators. And then I thought that was going to be the end of it. And Shorty, so the next day, I watched the market. I did exactly what he told me as far as like my entry. I was patient. I waited for the setup, took the trade, worked out perfectly. I sent him screenshots and I was like, hey, I just want to make sure, that I'm doing everything correctly. The trade worked, but I was like, this was my entry based on this, and I had these confluences and so on and so forth. And I send him a couple screenshots. And he writes back like, oh, yeah, that's perfect. Good job. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then the next day I sent him some more screenshots like, hey, took this trade, based on these confluences, blah, 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 blah. Is this all correct as well? And he was like, damn, bro, you're like a really quick learner. And I said, hey, like, I'm serious about this, like I want to be successful in trading. And I don't really remember, I could pull up the conversation, but basically he figured out that I had a Discord where, like we were a group. And I think being realistic, and I think if he was here, he would agree with me. Shorty's kind of always worried that people are trying to screw him over. So he asked if he could join my Discord, and I'm like, yeah, sure. And I think he was worried that I was going to be giving away the indicators that he gave me, which I didn't. I actually told people like, hey, like if you want this stuff, you should reach out to him, whatever, pay him, blah, 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 blah. Because that's actually one of the things we talked about when he was teaching me. He was like, hey, like don't give this stuff away, whatever. I'm trusting you. And I'm like, yeah, sure. And so he joined my little Discord, and in that Discord, like I was the leader, and I called out pretty good trades. Like it wasn't horrible, and people were doing decent, making money, whatever. And people kept offering, like, hey, give me your PayPal, give me your Venmo, give me your Cash App, whatever. And I'm like, no, 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 no. That's not what this is about. Like, I'm not trying to make money off of people. I'm trying to learn how to make money in trading in the market. And it started happening so frequently that I just literally made a channel on my Discord saying like, hey, like, if you really feel the need to like give money, I was like, just give it to a charity. And I was like, this is the charity I would choose. That doesn't mean you have to use that one, but you know, if you really feel the need to give money, like give it to somebody that actually needs it. And so I shared a link to my charity, and that was the end of it. Shorty saw that and was like, wow, this is an actually genuinely good person that's not trying to, you know, like make money off of other people, scam them or whatever it is, you know, that you want to call it. And he told one of his friends, like, I'm going to mentor this guy. He's, you know, he's a genuinely nice person with a good heart, and you don't see many people like that in the world. And so then he reached out to me and he was like, hey, I'm going to mentor you for free. And I was like, what? Like, okay. And so he started doing that. And basically the way that Shorty's Discord evolved was he mentored me. And then he saw from the Discord that I had that there was like a big need for somebody that was actually knowledgeable to educate people and, you know, help people get better. And so from the Discord I had, we basically branched off, and Shorty created his own Discord and said 100 people can join. And he basically opened it up just to the people in my Discord. And we got 100 people that joined. And me and him together started mentoring that whole group and getting them up to speed. And we didn't let another person into the Discord for a good 6 months until we felt like the first 100 people that we had were understanding the concepts and could help when we bring in more people. And then after 6 months, I think we brought in another 25 people, and just slowly grew the Discord like that, just bringing in like 25 people at a time. The people that are already there help others because they're knowledgeable at this point and can help others grow and learn and whatever. Juan's in the chat. He's one of our members. He could speak on this. You know, like it's better coming from other people than from my mouth. I think, you know, a lot of people that watch my videos know that I'm a real and genuine person, and I'm not, you know, trying to scam anybody or make money off of people. And that's really not about what it's about. But anybody in the Discord can tell you that that's not what it's about. But so if you're really looking for like some kind of a mentorship, I would actually recommend just joining Shorty's Discord. You're not going to get a one-on-one mentorship, but what you will get is a huge group of knowledgeable traders, and a few market makers are in the Discord as well, helping you grow yourself as a trader and guiding you on the path and telling you what to read, what to study. And we do all the classes and everything, all of the education. And me and Shorty do one-on-ones with the people in the group. And so that's what it's all about, basically. And so if you're really serious about a mentor, that's what I would recommend. And everybody that's listened to me as far as that's concerned, you know, I get DMs every once in a while like, hey, like, I want you to mentor me. And I'm like, I can. It's going to cost this much. You're way better off just joining this Discord. It's going to be cheaper. You'll still get one-on-one attention, you know, and there's a lot of education there. And you can do this a lot cheaper than paying me for a mentorship. Okay. What Juan just said, like, I don't want to speak for myself. I think you guys know who I am and who my heart is, but Shorty is literally the same person. Like, he genuinely wants to see people win. He genuinely wants people to succeed. So like Shorty just gave them free lifetime membership. And more than that, like, he's gone to the extent of like Instacarting them groceries, or buying them, you know, like, what's it called, like not Instacart but Postmates or whatever, and sending them like a full meal for their family, like dinner or whatever, like a lot of stuff like that. He never talks about that like publicly. He doesn't talk to me about it a whole lot, but like We've had members where, I could tell they were struggling or whatever, and I called Shorty like, hey, like, this is going on. I'm worried about them, whatever. And Shorty's like, yeah, I already spoke with them. I gave them some money, and I Instacarted them some groceries, and had whatever Uber Eats deliver a meal and stuff like that. So he's a genuinely good person. Um, so there's all of that. Um, all right, getting into it. That was way too long of a rant about not a lot. Let's chart up SPY really quick. I'm actually running out of time because I have work this evening. But let's erase some lines and draw some new lines. I wouldn't be surprised, to just keep seeing price grinding higher and higher. Kind of seems to be the theme until Trump takes office. Um, that would not shock me at all. All right, so first we'll start with our session volume profile indicator. This you use on 30 minutes, and your inputs are going to be value area volume 68, row size 100. You do this on the 30-minute chart, and what we're looking for is the previous day levels. You want to draw your lines because when you change time frames, this will move. Oh, I've got some more stuff to delete. And then from here, we're going to move our POC for a previous day. And then now, since we're going into a new week, we go to the 65-minute time frame, and we're going to use the indicator called PVP. It's going to be the same settings: value area volume 68, row size 100. Under style, you check value area high, value area low, POC. And you change input to 1 week. And if you're wanting to learn more about this, why is that wild? Definitely tune into the class on Sunday because Shorty will be going over this more. This has got to be the wildest volume profile I think I've ever seen in my lifetime. So from here, we're just grabbing our previous week levels. So our high is here. Previous week value area low here. And previous week POC here. So that's all we have to chart as far as our session or our volume profile levels. What's up, Scott Dog? How you doing? So from here, we're going to go back to the 30-minute time frame, and we're going to turn on TPO. This is an indicator some people might not have access to because you have to have the TradingView Premium for this one, which is pretty costly. But it's worth every penny, honestly. So this is our single prints. And then we also have single prints up at the top. And if you don't know what single prints are, that's fine. Tune into the class on Sunday. Shorty will cover it. I would talk about it. I'm going to run out of time. So from here, oops, I don't want that. Turn off my TPO. So I will quickly talk about this. Our entries that we're looking for all levels, break and fail. So like if we look at the previous week value area high here, where we broke through this level really quickly and then fell back inside. This is exactly what you're looking for as far as break and fail is concerned. Um, when this happens, you basically immediately grab puts right here. And then you would target your next level, which would be from here to here. And if you're holding multiple contracts, you can trim one here. And then from there, you would target your next level. And then you can trim again. And when you trim, let's say you're here, wherever your stop loss is, your take profits here for your first contract. When you trim that first contract, you immediately move your take profit to your next level. And then at that point in time, you would move your stop loss down to break even so that you don't get stopped out of the trade, or you don't lose money if the trade goes against you. Okay? So that's our first entry that we look for. The second entry we kind of talked about in depth already, but that's where we're looking for 3 5-minute candles closing above a level and then retesting it. So anytime you see, price come over a level, have 3 5-minute candles close above, retest, you would be grabbing calls right here, okay, on the retest. The inverse would be for puts, where you break below a level, wait for 3 5-minute candles, retest, grab puts. And you would grab your puts here on the retest. And I would recommend you guys go back on charts and back test this and look at it. You'll see, if you draw your previous day's stuff, you'll see you get those breaks and retests, and they work great. Questions on rules when you reach 25K in what account? I don't buy into winning trades. No, not at all. Not even remotely close. I'm a reversal trader, so the only thing that I will do, I'm trying to figure out a good way to show this. Let's just say I have this level here, this white line. Or actually, we'll use real lines that are already here. Let's just say the price difference between the white line and this purple line are different. Like, they're significantly different. Like, let's say it's 50 cents on SPY or 75 cents on SPY. And I know that I want to be short when price touches the previous week value area high, but for whatever reason, I have some kind of confluence that says price might go, why is it snapping? Price might go higher and come up and hit this level that's above that I have. So what I'll do is, so that I don't miss the trade, when this gets tapped, I'll grab half position of what I would normally trade. And that way, if we dump from there, at least I got half of what I would normally take on the trade. And then when price comes to here, I would add the other half of my position for my full position in the trade. But I never add here. I don't know why it keeps snapping to that candle. It's weird. I would never add here and then add more down here. It's just not... I know traders do that, but it's just not how I trade. Like, I don't momentum trade. So I have the confidence in my levels that when my level gets reached, if that's the level where I'm expecting a reversal, I generally either enter with a full position, or like I just showed, if there's two levels, that are reasonably close together, and I have some kind of confluence saying there's a chance it might go to the next level, I would just do half position and then add the full position if it did go to that next level. Okay? And then the last trade that I look for is if we come to a level, bounce, retest, go, then you would grab on the retest here. This is basically just your double bottom. And then the same thing, if we come up to a level, reject, retest, go. Then I would grab puts on the retest here, and this would be your double tops. Okay. For SPY tomorrow, again, so much news driven, data with, let's see, where's the calendar? Forex. Well, and just so you guys know, Monday is Veterans Day. So big thank you to all of our veterans in the community. Appreciate you guys. I'm a veteran myself, but that's irrelevant. I'm very grateful for the freedoms that we have in this country because of our veterans. And like that's from the heart. Like that's not BS. There's really not much going on Monday as far as news is concerned. 10:30, there's some news in Australia that will affect the market, but that's about it. Oh wait, is this actually? This has already happened. This is last week. Derp. Let's move forward. Yeah, nothing significant really on Monday. This is saying like the 11th through the 15th, new loans. So since this is happening over the course of 4 days, it's not going to affect too much. Yeah, not a whole lot of news tomorrow. But we still have basically the presidential election news, which is probably just going to keep pushing price for higher, I would guess. But you have to play whatever they give us, So you're talking about trading over 25K. I don't know if you're talking about for like the pattern day trading rule. I wouldn't change anything because you made it to 25K. I would, under 25K, I would trade on a cash account, and over 25K, I would trade on a cash account. I wouldn't switch to margin because you don't need margin. You trade using proper risk management based on the size of your account, which means minimum you want to take like 1% risk of your account. So for 25K, I think that's like $250, right? Yeah. So your minimum risk that you want to take per trade is $250. Your maximum risk that you want to take per trade would be 700. Sorry, I'm horrible at math, so. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Oh yeah, 750. So basically 1 to 3% of your account is what you want to risk per trade. So I wouldn't change anything based on being over 25K. Just keep trading exactly how you've been trading to get over 25K. And as your account grows, you just increase how much you risk per trade. Not the percentage of how much you risk, but you change how many dollars you risk per trade. But you want to stay in that 1 to 3% threshold for risk on your trades, and that's really just what you do. Tomorrow, let me get rid of this initial balance really quick. It's not doing anything for us. I wouldn't want to take. Hopefully this makes sense. Like, if we break this and then retest, I wouldn't want to grab puts here. Bro, why is this snapping so weird? I need to fix this, whatever is going on with my trading view. Because you have this level right below. If we break through both and then retest, then you could consider puts. I've got to figure out what this snapping crap is. It's really annoying. Is this it? I think that's what it was. It's like literally killing me. Still seems like it's snapping a little bit. I don't know. This will be the real test. Okay, yeah, it's not doing it anymore. Um, so ideally, again, this is ideal. I would love to be in calls down here at the single prints if they give it to us. Um, it's just not very likely with the way things are going. Um, as you saw from Friday, even if we break this and get 3 5-minute candles, retest, you can grab calls. Just know, being a part of price discovery is not the best idea. I like to have levels to trade. So if I don't have levels above, I don't know where to close my trade. Um, if we come up to the single prints and fail, you know, then you can grab puts here. But you want to make sure you get a strong reaction when you touch this. Because, again, with the news, with the elections, I really wouldn't be surprised to see them keep grinding this up. I talked about this a little bit in Keenan's Discord on Friday, I think it was. They're going to rug pull this really hard. Like, they're going to get people like, oh, you just buy calls every morning and or go long every morning or buy whatever stock every morning, and it's just going to go up, 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 up. And they are going to absolutely rug pull everybody and grab all of your liquidity before they push it up higher. So anticipate that. There's going to be a big rug pull at some point. Obviously, timing when that's going to happen is difficult, but that's what's probably coming. A sim, you need to just switch to a cash account. Um, yeah, like there's just literally no reason to trade in a margin account. You shouldn't be trading with margin. You should only be trading with your actual money. So with that said, like there's no reason to not be trading in a cash account, and then you don't have to worry about pattern day trading rules. But even more than that, I would just trade. I would just switch to futures, and it doesn't matter your account size. You don't have to worry about pattern day trading rules, and you also don't have to worry about theta and Greeks. So that's what I would do. I don't think this is going to be like super helpful for you guys. I apologize, but um, you guys know in the past, like I'll call out like actual trades that work out on SPY and whatever else. But with all of the news, it's really hard to say like, oh, look for puts here, grab calls here, whatever. Um, just use the rules for our trades. If we peak above a level and fail, um, grab puts. If we peak below a level and bounce, grab calls. Um, any tap of the single prints where we get like a quick tap and then it starts reversing, I would play that reversal. So like down here, to me, this is a no-brainer. Like if we come here, um, this should be a pretty easy area to grab calls. If we come to here, this is not as easy to say just grab puts, but if you see a reaction, then yes, grab puts. Um, just don't be surprised if, we break through this and just keep going. So, um, that's really all I've got for you guys, unless there's questions. I want to read up on the chat really quick because I feel like I missed a lot of stuff as I was speaking. Dante, to what you said about feeling like you need a mentor. I mean, I already talked about this, but Shorty's Discord is the place to be. You're not going to get a one-on-one mentorship, but you will get mentored by multiple people and like have people telling you what to study, where to study. And then we do a lot of education ourselves. And then the rest comes with time, like it takes time to learn this stuff. Thanks, Marcos. Yeah, Alan, that's a good call. Watch the beginners playlist, and things will start to fall into place. Read the books that I recommend for sure. They're linked in the description of the video. Um, Thank you again, Marcos. Yeah, Dante. Keenan is really just like the. I'm trying to think of like the correct term, but he's just like getting people through the front door, basically. Um, and as far as I know, isn't teaching like more advanced stuff. And I'm not saying that with any kind of negativity. I love Keenan. Um, he's one of the reasons that I am where I am today. Like, if it wasn't for his videos, I probably would have given up on trading a long time ago. Um, I think I said hi already, Scott Dog, but what's up, brother? Just seeing your message again here. Yeah, RSI and EMAs are absolute dookie. They suck. They don't help you. They just help you get into trades late. What's up, Stock for Rels? um, Hopefully you're still here. I was talking to you, but I didn't say hi, I don't think. Mm. Yeah, Alan, same. Think they're going to keep grinding it up until Trump gets into office. Yeah, for price discovery, what you can do is, like, let's just say you fib out your run up here. Like, this can give you levels above. Oh, look, my arrow just happens to be right at the 272. Um, this is one way you can get, levels for price discovery is by fibbing out, um, which should give you like the next measured move kind of thing. But for me, I just don't trade price discovery. And I think like Juan can attest to this. Like Friday, I hopped on in the morning to trade live. Nothing was really happening. Um, and I saw this set up here. And I literally told everybody, like, hey, watch for this for a bounce. I'm going to go to bed. This is boring and nothing's really happening. But watch for this bounce here. And then it hit. So I said, of course, like as soon as I go to bed, this is going to play out, which it did. But I had to get to sleep, so I missed it. Um, uh, it's the walk. EMAs are not good for anything other than getting you into trades late. But I mean, that's just going to be like opinions. Um, but yeah, the what's it called? Um, let's just say you're saying EMAs are good for trend days. Like what you get like 1 or 2 trend days a week. Um, and you can still find entries without EMAs on trend days. So there's just a way better way to trade. EMAs are so lagging. You get into the trade late, and like I said, a lot of times people that use EMAs will be my liquidity. Like I'm selling to them, and they're catching maybe a little bit of the move, and I got a lot of the move. Um, so yeah, I appreciate that, Katsu. Thank you. Alan, we have a video on fibs, so check it out. I can post it really quick. Let's see.
So SIGs is based on the bracketed market.
Oh, wait, that's not fibs. That's SIGs.
So SIGs is
Hang on. Sorry, I messed up. There we go. So this here is an hour and 30-minute class on fibs. Definitely worth watching. So I understand what you're saying. It's to walk, but they're really just not good for anything, honestly. You find levels like based on patterns and candlesticks. Um, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what else to say. Like, I'm not, I'm not going to try to convince anybody to not use something. If you're using something and it works for you, keep using it. But for me, myself, and the way that we teach trading, um, we'll probably just laugh at you if you have EMAs on your chart, and not like, not to put you down or whatever, but they're just very like elementary, and we're up at the doctorate level of trading, basically. So that's all. But like I said, if it works for you, use it. Um, if it gives you an edge, use it. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. Yeah, I agree, Scott Dog, but it's going to be really hard to time the bottom or time the top. But they are going to rug pull this, and it's going to be a big, hard rug pull. So that's where we're at. Um, I don't have anything else, guys. I'm just kind of like hanging out to see if there's questions or whatever before I dip. But it looks like we've covered everything. Um, it's always hard. Like it seems like there's a lot of in this particular live. It seems like there's a few more new people than usual, and like I really just wish I could just bloop and give you the knowledge. But it's just a process. You have a big learning curve ahead. It's going to require a lot of patience and studying and diligence. And um, I talked about this on another person's channel this morning. Don't be in a rush to start trading. Um, and the analogy that I use is like, let's just say you wanted to become a pilot. You're not going to go to the airport and be like, hey, like, I want to learn how to be a pilot. Give me a plane to fly. And you're not going to hop in the pilot seat and start flying a plane your first day. You're going to go to school. You're going to get educated. You're going to learn everything about being a pilot. And then you're eventually going to go and take, private classes with a instructor where you actually go out and fly together. And after enough hours in the cockpit and in the pilot seat, eventually you'll get your license and you'll be able to fly on your own. Um, and really, you want to approach trading the same way. You want to educate yourself before you try to hop in the pilot seat and start trading. I know a lot of people think, oh, like I can do this, I've got this, and um, the market is really crappy to people in the sense that when you first start trading, like the first couple of weeks, I would say, you just get win after win after win, and you go and tell all of your friends and family, like, oh my gosh, this is where it's at. It's so easy. I'm making so much money. Like, I'm walking on water. Everything's great. And then, boom, in one day, everything you made and more, you lose. And you're like, what the hell happened? And then you come back the next day and you try again and you just lose, lose, lose. Come back the next day, lose, lose, lose. And eventually you blow your account and you're like, no, this is easy. I got this. And then you deposit more money, lose, lose, lose. And like, it just feels like no matter what you do, you can't catch a winning trade. And what happens is in the beginning, we haven't been bit by the stock market. So in the beginning, if our first trade happens to be green, you get this confidence. You're not hesitant. You're not scared. You're like, oh, this is simple. And then you just click the button and the trade works out. And you're like, oh, this is easy. Click the button, the trade works out. Still easy. Click the button, trade works out. And then when the stock market bites you and shows you and humbles you that it's not easy, then you become tentative and you're like, oh, like I think this is a good place to grab calls, but I'm not sure. And then you start asking in a Discord, like, hey, what do you guys think of NVIDIA calls here? And you're waiting for somebody else to like give you the confidence to take this trade that you're thinking about taking. And you become all tentative and scared and you don't click the button, and then the trade works out. And then since that trade worked out, you're like, shoot, like I should have took it. And then you YOLO into a trade. And then of course the YOLO doesn't work and you get, you lose that trade, and that just becomes the snowball, going down a mountain that turns into an avalanche where you're tentative when you shouldn't be. And then after you realize that you've missed the trade, you YOLO and then you lose, and it just keeps going and going and going. Trading is really a mental game that is very difficult to overcome. And the reason that it's difficult to overcome is I don't care what anybody in this chat says. We are all egotistical people. Some people have their egos in check more than other people, but all of us are ego-driven beings. And if there's one thing that an ego really doesn't like, it's being wrong. And so when you're wrong in a trade, it really messes with us psychologically. But then even worse is not only are you wrong, but you're also losing money. So it's a double-edged sword, and that's a big pill for your ego to swallow. Being wrong and also losing money at the same time is brutal. And then we have to swallow the pill ourselves. But then the worst part is like your significant other, your friends, your family, whoever you've been like raving about, like, oh, this is so easy, so simple. Then they're like, oh, how'd you do trading today? And then you have to turn to them and be like, fuck, I lost this much money. And then you have to swallow that ego pill again. I mean, that's where it is. That's the difficult part in trading, is overcoming the psychological side of trading, the being able to take a loss and accepting the fact that you're losing money and not letting it affect you. And you're able to move on and not have in the back of your mind like, oh, I need to make back what I lost. Because anytime you're trading from the position of I need to make back what I lost, you're not going to do well. And so you have to learn how to shut all of that off, put your ego to the side, take your trades. There's a good book called like the Best Loser Wins or something to that effect. Same thing in trading. Once you become good at losing, you become a good trader. 60-hour trader. I do rarely trade during the New York Stock Exchange live. And the reason that it's rare is I trade live almost every day in my mentor's Discord. And like my focus during the like the regular trading session or during the New York Stock Exchange session is helping the people in the Discord, calling out trades, explaining what I'm seeing, why I'm taking trades, where I'm taking them, and so on and so forth. But every once in a while we do go live. I mean, you can look back through my lives and see live trading sessions that we've done. And some of them are amazing where we do really well. I think the last time we traded live, in the beginning, it was a little bit rough. Like we missed a few trades, and then after that, we just kept just killing it, trade after trade after trade after trade. But that's part of trading as well. Like you're going to take losses, and you have to learn how to let it roll off your back and just keep going. And thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. And also 60-hour trader. I don't know if you're just tuning in, but we're having a pretty big class tomorrow morning at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. So make sure you tune in for that if you're trying to pick up some knowledge. I want to close with something that's like in left field. I pointed to the right, but in left field. um, and hopefully I don't get too emotional when I start saying this, but like really value and appreciate the people around you. I was at work last night, and I don't want to, talk specifically about this person per se, but we'll just say that somebody passed away, and I'm being very vague about sex and everything because um, somebody passed away and their significant other came in the room, and I'll just say like they were an older couple, and their significant other literally slumped over them in the bed and was like hugging them and stroking their face and basically just saying goodbye and ugly crying, like ugly, ugly, ugly crying. Um, and when I talk about this, like I see all ages. Like I unfortunately I see babies pass away. I see children pass away. I see the elderly pass away, which is a lot easier to swallow. Um, I see people my age pass away. I see people in their 20s pass away. But so this particular incident, it was an older couple, and just seeing this person saying goodbye to their loved one, like somebody they probably spent, excuse me, I'm sorry, years and years of their life with was really, really hard to watch. Um, so just be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for the people around you. Be grateful for the time that you have here. And make sure that your loved ones know that they're loved and appreciated. All right. Much love. Peace out, everybody. We'll